Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Queen's Wish and the Conqueror. Now, last time, or after last time, I actually spent 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, running around back and forth, visiting various merchants here, and overall improving my equipment quite a bit, spending almost all of my money, as you can see here. Actually, I was already pretty content with what I had done, as far as shopping went, but then I actually remembered to check out Cole and actually take a look at his wares, which turned out to be quite different from what we last saw. So in fact, after getting here, he had a vastly improved, expanded inventory. Now all of his items are unique, so unfortunately I couldn't buy a second copy, for example, of this augment that's here. As you can see, there is a +4 to physical damage augment in here, which is pretty amazing. However, that also did cost 250 gold. Like, there is one for magical damage, which I would like, but right now I'm out of money. So that was basically almost the last of my money, leaving me with only what you see here. But other than that, I sold everything I didn't really need. I'm going to hold on to this poison resistance charm just in case. I don't know, it's worth quite a bit. And I don't really see myself using it. I mean, I prefer this one because mental effects just seem to be more dangerous overall than just the poison damage. Vicious strikes. I mean, it seems silly to not use, you know, an additional 2 augmentation slots, but those are only defensive, of course. And she actually has decent defense between okay armor. I actually gave her. I switched things around so much that I don't actually really remember anymore. I think this might be the armor that Atantuo used to have. I bought him a steel breastplate from the smith, as well as iron plate helms for both of them. Put some runes in there. I put the better bleed and poison resist rune in here that I found. Yeah, I obviously slotted the +4 to physical damage. In fact, I might be able to get rid of the +5 to hit chance and get an extra physical damage rune in there. Because why not? But, well, for now I'm gonna keep it like this. Maybe the extra hit chance is actually still gonna come in handy. So, I mean, between this new rune and his ring, and I guess that's really it. Well, the rune and the helmet, of course. He's should be dealing pretty good damage. He was dealing good damage before, but even better now, of course. Yeah, I mean, she's pretty well protected between her decent armor and the shield, of course, which our main character and tank doesn't even have. So I feel like I can focus on more offensive things for her, like this, for example. And this is just such a unique skill that, of course, this parry up is not going to give me. So for now I'm going to keep it that way. Maybe I'm going to change my mind later. Maybe I'm going to find more unique runes that actually that aren't available at any kind of shop that actually give unique skills, like, well, maybe like vicious strikes or something comparable. So in that case, well, we'll see. I might adjust. I did not buy any new caps or robes or really much of anything for my casters because there isn't much available. Also, I almost didn't buy this breastplate because, well, it turns out there is a pretty nice upgrade. Well, there are some nice armor upgrades and also better weapons available, but I would need another smith. However, I have the maximum number of smiths I can have at this point, which is 1 per fortress. And so what's currently holding me back, basically, in terms of better armor and weapons, is claiming at least 1 more fortress to be able to build another smith. So that is kind of a small priority, but, you know. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I also did level up. I ended up giving pretty much everyone who didn't have it the majory, just for the extra point of energy and, you know, overall increase to all of their various buffs and debuffs, which pretty much everyone has to some extent. Well, she had that before, so I gave her something else. Yeah, I think I maxed out the Restoring Rain if I didn't have that before. For you, I'm not actually sure. Did I have this maxed out? Maybe I didn't have this before. Yeah, I think I gave that to everyone but her, and she got the improved mass curing. Anyway, that should be that. I actually took some notes. Yeah, so cold wares, smithies, and the armor upgrades. I don't know if I covered everything there because, as I said, I went back and forth a lot and, you know, socketed and resocketed runes and whatnot. I still find that system, it's kind of cool. It allows for a decent amount of customization, actually. But it's also kind of, I don't know, complicated, kind of confusing to keep track of everything. At least I find it. Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. But I think I've overall improved my party's performance quite well. We still can't get any better potions, but I mean, technically, I guess I could buy another alchemist somewhere, and maybe that would give me access to the energy potion, which is definitely the next big thing I'd like to have for my casters. Anyway, moving on. We have a couple of things to do. Specifically, I actually looked at this Reclaiming the Vault quest, and it mentions specifically visiting Vitasa and Merba, and then talking, then passing on what we learned to the general. So I never did that, but I did visit those two towns. So why don't we return to the Volgates again, and actually talk to the general, which I just didn't do last time. Oh yeah, I did meet the leaders of Vitasa and Merba. You tell the general what you learned. She takes careful notes and has a soldier carry them to Rusty. A profitable first step. You should also begin to establish our strength in the Vol. Cody can tell you more about that. Yeah, well, I've been talking to him a lot. If I might ask, do you have any early thoughts on the rebellion? Well, I mean, I don't know if I told her before, but I sympathize with the Owen. She might as well know. I can see why you might be affected by moral considerations. Yeah, everyone makes it sound like that's a bad thing, and I wholeheartedly disagree. It may not be the most efficient or most profitable route, but it's the only right one. And everyone who doesn't see that or who disagrees with that can go do something to themselves. Whatever. Your mother instructed me to help you if you decided to help the Owen. Well, thanks, I suppose. Bear in mind, however, that the bribes the Owen give you for aid will be far less than what the Masha offer. Oh no! Heaven forsake, we might make a little less money out of this in the end for doing the right thing. Game. You have to try a lot harder if you want to sway me. Okay, well, is that all then? We didn't advance that quest at all. Oh. Advice about taming the Vol? How would you proceed now? Oh, okay. Quest advanced. We know where the centers of power in the Vol are now. Thablen to the west, longtime capital and home of the Marsha's High Council. Madraka to the south, an ancient fortress and the headquarters of the rebellion. Either of these forces has the power to take over the Vol and serve as our vessels. Were I you, I would travel to each fort, meet with the leaders there, and see if they are willing to deal. Right, that was the plan anyway. Why do you think Thablen and Madraka will meet with me? Well, Thablen has expressly requested my presence, I think, and at least one person has should have vouched for me by now with the rebels, so they should at least see me. Each is desperate, the war is brutal, and neither side has the upper hand. They're all terrified. And here you come, offering the chance for easy victory. I think they will welcome you with open arms. Well, we'll see. How did you learn about those places? Yeah, I mean, you're pretty far away from everything. I started to funnel in scouts, spies, and caravans of supplies the day after you opened the Volgates. Vitasa has not interfered. They bring information back to me constantly. Cool. What's the goal here? I only know what your mother, the Queen, told me. She wants the Vol to be controlled by whoever will live by the treaty they signed with us. She wants our forts back. She wants profitable trade. She wants tribute. I'll see what I can do. I wish you the best, Prince. The hopes of me and my soldiers go with you. Great. Okay, then. Well, I should have advanced the quest. 2 centers of power. Yes, go to both fortresses and see what the leaders there have to say. I mean, I suppose I should do that. You know, logically, I was going to go visit Madraka because, you know, honestly, screw the Masha. Why would I even talk to them? But not only is there the quest to do it, but also, of course, I don't know. There's a small chance that they might get mad at me. Well, I mean, they're probably gonna get mad at me as soon as I openly side with the Owen, right? With the rebels, and maybe at that point I won't be able to enter that city anymore. So just for the sake of not missing out on any content, I'm going to visit Thablen anyway. And also role-playing wise, even though I'm pretty much convinced that that's not the case, but you know, theoretically, just by visiting Madraka and talking to them, I might offend the Owen. I might offend the Masha in some way. So maybe it would make more sense to visit Thablen first and then go see the rebels and promise them my aid. You know, I'm pretty sure that the game will allow me to just visit both cities freely and allow me to make a definitive decision who to support at a later date. But, well, we'll see. But anyway, for role-playing reasons, I'm going to go visit Thablen first. Also, we just happen to have something to do in the area anyway, which is look for that lost caravan, which is supposed to be east of Thablen Pass, I think. Oh, okay, there's the next report. Yes. Okay, we ended up with 5 iron in the end. We're maxed out on stone again, almost maxed out on wood. Constantly getting more quicksilver, so that's pretty nice. Also, we doubled our money. A large force of Volt soldiers patrolling this land operated from the Thablen gates. They stop and interrogate all who pass through these lands. They recognize you immediately. They tell you that the gates have been instructed to let you pass. You are to receive free passage to Thablen, capital city of the Masha. Nice. Now, where could that merchant caravan be, though? A single major pass leads through the high, jagged peaks that run along the west coast. This pass is the main route to Thablen, the capital of the Vol. Well, at least for now. The pass is blocked by a huge fortification, reminiscent of the Vol gates. High walls, massive steel gates, archers on every parapet. You can see why the rebellion has stretched on. Until someone can break the defenses of this fortress, an incredibly difficult task, the Owen will never be able to defeat their former masters. I mean, they can just go through here, though, right? This is not the only way through. They're sitting on the other side of this mountain chain, so they really don't have to go through that pass. It's not even really shorter for them if we assume that their main forces are centered around Madraka, but oh well. Also, well, this is our fortress, our second fortress, of course, which we should be able to reach pretty soon either way if we really try to. There was something though, hold on. Cole's knowledge. Some papers were being brought to him from Thablen. The merchant caravan was lost on the way. He did say east of the pass, right? On the side. Look in the area of the Thablen Pass. Is that, well, that might mean that it's literally in that map. Or you examine this abandoned wagon looking for the sun and moon pattern. Okay. Blank. And there it is. The side of the wagon was scorched in a recent battle. You search the area, but you find no supplies or papers. Interesting. Are there any more wagons other than these very obvious ones? Oh, there's one visible there. I mean, why would it have been brought here? Also, it's not actually on this map. Am I missing something? Yeah, I checked all of those. I mean, maybe it was brought here. Let me see, where's... No. I don't need anything, thank you. These are just different wagons, of course. I mean, there are wagons here, but obviously those can't be related, right? I don't know. I guess I'm gonna enter the path and see if the quest actually advances on that map. Wasted a lot of time here, but that's okay, I suppose. Well, there are wagons here, but nothing's happening. Owen worker. The coast of the Vol is separated from the central desert by an enormous range of jagged mountains. There are only 2 proper passes through these peaks. This is one of them. A wide variety of travelers flow through. Vol merchants, refugees, traders from other lands. A narrow passage leads between 2 tall towers. Vol warriors are gathered at the top and multiple ballistas are aimed at you. One shouts, "Armed warriors get special attention! Go in and see the commander!" Okay. Yeah, but I don't know, it seems, whoops, unlikely that will trigger anything here. Especially since there really isn't much space outside of the gates at all. I probably missed something outside. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna look for that in between episodes. Because I really don't feel like running back and forth on the overworld, looking for some little detail that I missed, at least on camera. You pass under the enormous gate of Thablen Pass. When they put their mind to it, the Vol can make some truly impressive fortifications. The steel gates are enormous. Haven soldiers are famously skilled. However, as long as these gates are here, defeating a fortress like this is beyond the power of the South Battalion. Seen any spies? Other than us? Nope. Townspeople. Oh, this is actually closed. Didn't see that. Okay. Vol controller. Huh? Oh, this is not a door. Vol controller. What's a Vol controller? Barracks upstairs, authorized non-Owen only. Commander Assis. Blade Master Rune. Well, I mean, the commander is pretty unlikely to leave this office anytime soon, so unfortunately I cannot really take that tasty looking rune. Don't mind me looking around first. Just want to see if there is anyone else worth talking to. Well, we can't really do anything else here before we talk to him. So, the Vol sitting at this desk rises to greet you. Welcome. He looks at the insignia on your chest and nods. I am Commander Hassis Masha of Thablen Pass. Thank you for checking in. He's very young for a commander, barely in his 20s. As he talks to you, he keeps shuffling through the papers on his desk looking for instructions. It is an awkward conversation. You are a Masha? Of course. Only one with status could be trusted in a post like mine. I am Prince Atantuo of Haven. Hassis nods. Yes, here. He pulls a scroll out of a pile of sheets and reads it. His lips move as he does. You try to ask something, but he shakes his head. Sorry, I have guidance about you. One moment. He reads through his instructions twice. Finally, he sets the scroll aside, but he's ready to grab it again in an instant if he gets confused. So, Prince of Haven, I was warned that you were coming. I'm authorized to deal with you. Why are you here? Well, I really just want to pass through here and get to Thablen. I'm here to discuss the Vol's treaty with Haven. I mean, that's not true. I'm not here specifically for that. I don't want to discuss it with you or anyone in this place. But technically, that purpose has led me here, because I want to pass through anyway. Yeah, so I'm here to discuss the Vol's treaty with Haven. Of course, this was expected. The Vol is having a bit of chaos at the moment, but he checks the scroll. This makes you welcome. If you ask permission to pass, I can let you through our gates. Yes, that would be extremely kind. Been commander here long. I mean, do we really want to do any small talk with him? Sure, why not? Oh, no, only a month. I was training for the war, actually. Then there was a call. Someone was needed urgently to replace my predecessor. What happened to him? She was a veteran, or to them, I guess. She was a veteran of old Owen uprisings, so she was sent east after we lost quite a few good soldiers in an ambush near Merba. She's a leader and a trainer. I could only go fight. So they sent her and put me in charge of the papers and rules here. What do you think of the Owen? Most of them are good, Good, solid Vol, doing their best and to honorably pay off their debts and make our people strong. The rebels, though, they are willing to kill rather than face the consequences of their actions. They must be defeated. You don't think the Owen system is unjust? No, not at all. Though, he thinks, we have had less trade in the last 20 years, which meant more Vol becoming poor, falling into debt. Thus many more Vol became Owen in recent years. It is worrying. Still, it is not a problem to be solved with endless bloodshed. I mean, yeah, I agree that the rebels resorting to violence is obviously not ideal and not morally flawless. But they're also desperate people who were driven to these extreme actions by this, in my view, very unjust system. So, you know, I still sympathize with them over the Masha, who just want to, you know, retain the status quo and their own privileged place in the society. Also understandable, but a far inferior motive, you know. Anyway, many Owen in this pass? Of course, there are Owen with every merchant caravan, every army. Don't let it worry you. Most Owen are good and honorable. We find the occasional spy, but we take care of them, so don't worry. Okay, I'll try. I would like to trade? I mean, it's not what I'm here for. Understandable, however, this is not really a trading post. We let merchants through, they don't tend to stay. Right. Can I get any stone? When the rebellion is put down, I'm sure that our merchants will be rushing through here, eager to take our fine stone to Haven's forts. For now, we are worried about surviving. Right. I mean, it's also not like I actually need any stone. Where should I go to shop? He consults some maps. I know that Thablen is eager to greet you. While you are there, our capital's merchants are the finest. Right. I would like permission to pass through, actually. He leaves the office to give some orders. Then he returns. The gates will be opened for you, Prince. You may proceed to the coast and to Thablen. He checks the scroll one more time for safety. Anything else you need? No, that's fine, thank you. Okay, and that gate actually opened with a small delay. Thanks. Oh, Gemeti. This courtyard is for the inspection of travelers and wagons before they pass through the southern halls to the other side of the pass. A frenetically busy woman with a clipboard is directing traffic and interrogating confused travelers. When you get close, she cuts off a confused Vol merchant and turns to you. Ah, the Havenite. I'm Gemeti. I was told you were here. If you need directions, I can spare a moment. I mean, I don't really, but tell me about this pass, I guess. Thanks to the war, this is the main route from the dry, miserable central Vol to the much less miserable coast. We're busy, as you can see. Please show us some mercy and don't make our lives harder. Stay in the allowed areas. Where shouldn't I go? Our guards and stores are upstairs. Outsiders are not allowed up there. Yeah, I mean, I literally cannot go there because there's a gate in the way. Not even honored Havenite envoys. What is up there? Just the machinery for the gates. Nothing you would find interesting. Well, I mean, wouldn't be so sure about that, but I'm a Prince of Haven and I was sent to help you? Huh. The Masha at Thablen would want you to help me. I mean, it's true. Perhaps that is true. Still, I have heard nothing of this. You should go talk to the Masha at Thablen. You might be given the ability to convince me. Excuse me. She runs off to settle an argument between a Vol refugee and an Ariel merchant. Wait, but there was an option to ask about problems. So, no problems with attacks so far. We get spies, but we're too far from Madraka to be attacked. We're still careful, though. These gates are old and hard to maintain. An Owen saboteur could do a lot of damage. Good to know for possible future occasions. Yeah, I mean, again, we literally cannot go upstairs until they, for some reason or another, allow me up there. Pass guard. He's not going to talk to us, of course. Wagon path. Oh, right, we cannot even examine these wagons here. Yeah, I mean, that wagon for the quest must be on the other side of the pass, but... Or maybe that one of the 3 wagons that actually gave a somewhat special message, or a different message at least, was enough to advance the quest, and maybe we can just tell Cole about it? Who knows? There is a small camp of merchants just outside the Thablen gates. The Vol have provided walls and safe spaces to rest for their traders. The merchants invite you to join them. After some friendly conversation, they try with typical Vol efficiency to sell you some building supplies. Yeah, I mean, that's really the one thing I don't need. Trade news, though. You exchange news, but you learn very little. The merchants are hiding on the west side of the fortress because the east side is so dangerous. The rebellion rages on. No area east of these mountains is safe from Owen raiders. None of them can get to this side, though. Well, at least not without a very long overland travel. Do you have any Owen? Do we really want to know? Do we need to know? Let's do some trade with them. Okay, literally just stone and woods. Do you have any Owen? They shake their heads. This caravan is all free Vol, neither Owen nor Masha. Sadly, in this chaotic time, this isn't enough to keep them safe. Yeah, well, that's definitely a most unfortunate side effect. You're close to the capital city of the Vol. The massive walls of the city of Thablen loom ahead of you. The spires of their palace poke above the walls. Even to your jaded eyes, it is a glorious sight. Alas, the poor South Battalion would not be able to, without a lot of help, break these walls. Right now, this is a place for diplomacy. Here you can shop for allies. Haven doesn't take over vassals, it buys them. Yeah, I mean, of course, if there was some kind of way to solve this entire situation non-violently, that would be nice. But I'm not sure if that's actually an option. But we'll see. I'll keep an eye out. There's an old, withered, irritable stonemason sitting by this fire. When you get close, he takes a sip of some bitter herbal brew and looks you over. I'm careless. But I imagine you knew that. Why would I know that? Huh? What are you drinking? My tea. It smells far more unpleasant than tea, but you don't say anything. I mean, I guess if it's a herbal brew, then it's literally tea, even if it's unpleasant. You were waiting for me? Well, someone from Haven. We have your order waiting for you. Our order? 5 loads dressed building stone. Ordered and paid for 35 years ago. Never collected. You've left the Vol without getting it. Oh, you still have it for me? Of course. We of the Vol have honor. We pay our debts. We do whatever we have to do to pay debts, including Owen. It is our proud way. We do whatever we have to do to pay debts, including Owen? You mean including becoming Owen? Whatever. You know that no Owen are working here. So I can just have all that stone? Yes, if you can collect it. I'm not shipping it myself. There's absolutely no reason not to send someone to get it, so... You haven't rebuilt Crossing Keep, have you? That's the only place in the Vol you could easily carry that much stone to. I mean, I kind of disagree on that, but fair enough. I mean, seriously, it's not any further... it's not any further to Fort West Bay than it is to Crossing Keep. And I'm sure it would not be a problem to get through Thablen Pass with an official, shipment of stone. But that's okay. I'm going to try and keep this guy in mind, although, I mean, if I miss out on this extra stone, who cares, honestly. Maybe things are going to look differently after I actually reclaim that fort and start building some more stuff. But, we'll see. Oh, there's some things here. There's an abandoned mine here, burrowed into the stone of the cliff face. Might as well explore it. Maybe we'll see some combat here to, mix things up. You light a torch and poke around inside. It's a bunch of empty tunnels, nothing of value. Probably a little bit too close to civilization to actually be infested with monsters, but who knows. Explore it. You walk down a long stretch of caves. You find rusty tools, abandoned tunnels, and a scattering of dry old lizard scales. You're about to give up and leave. Then, in the deepest chamber, you find a cache of stones. It's mostly just a jumble of granite and quartz. There are, however, semi-precious stones scattered among the rubble. If you spend some time, you could gather them. Of course, what could possibly go wrong? You pick out a nice assortment of semi-precious gems. Worth 50 coins, apparently. Oh, strong will augment. Interesting. It takes an hour, but you should be able to trade them in for some nice coin. You also find a piece of polished quartz with a rune etched in the side. Interesting. This tunnel is starting to get claustrophobic. You leave the rocks behind. Oh, Wait. Oh, of course. As you try to slip out of the cave with your treasure, you hear hissing. A swarm of lizards have slipped into the tunnel behind you, cutting you off. They are hungry. Oh, and they're blank. Oh, basilisks. Nice. A whole lot of them. Well, that's kind of mildly unpleasant. But we'll see. Suppose I'm gonna... well, I can't get them all anyway, so I might as well just do these guys first. There's literally no way to hold... no reason to hold back. Energy-wise, because we're going to probably visit Thablen very soon. Might as well literally use everything we can. Well, this should do nicely. I mean, just attack this one, I suppose. Oh, stunned. Oh, that's annoying. Thanks for focusing on only these two, though. That helps. I was kind of hoping to, you know... Oh, you know what? No, wait. You can't. You're stunned. Wait, they're not stunned anymore? I thought... Because they were hit with multiple stunning attacks? Maybe that doesn't stack. I don't know. Well, in that case, there's... Again, nothing special for you to do, so just deal some damage. And meanwhile... Sure, get all of those. Finally getting some kills. And stun resisted on him, okay, that's good. Evaded. No. I was going to slow them all here, but, you know, some poison is just fine. Can kill that one. Switch your weapon, even though I don't think it matters. It's whirlwind. Oh, what? Oh, right. She... oh, evaded. Well, that's fine. Actually... use this, which I never find a good... you know, opportunity to use. There we go. Yeah, extremely inefficient, but then again, I mean, the basilisks with their constant chance to stun us are kind of nasty. Let's see here. 10% to mental resist. Okay, not bad at all, actually. Definitely worth considering to put into my armor. Some piece of armor. Well, okay, that was that. Actually pretty nice find up there. Some money and that rune. All of the most fertile lands of the Vol are along the coast. Most of the people working them are Owen. The wealthy lords of the coast have found many ways to drive free folk into debt and bind them into servitude. See, here it clearly, the game clearly makes it sound like a very evil thing. Not even trying to be apologetic about this whole Owen system. They own to their best to avoid you as you pass. No doubt if they tried to talk to you, their owners would not be pleased. Is that so? The roads around Thablen are heavily guarded. They're watching for spies, infiltrators, Owen raiders, or anyone who wants to take advantage of the chaos. You immediately get their full attention. They are entirely friendly and servile. They would be massively punished if they did anything to anger the honored envoy of Haven. They give you directions to Thablen and strongly suggest that you stay on the road. Well, not been doing a very good job in that regard so far. Nor am I really planning to. Well, I don't know. Do I want to... Part of me wants to just check out the wilderness first, but I guess I'm just going to get it over with and visit the city now. You enter the proud city of Thablen, a massive edifice of countless tons of stone perched on the west coast of the Vol. This is the capital of the loyal half of the country. This is where the Masha rule from. This is where they can be best negotiated with. Wherever you go, there are glances and worried whispers. The loyalists here have heard rumors that you are not on their side in this war. Oops. So, I don't know, maybe there is a way to offend them enough that you're not actually going to be welcome in here anymore. This courtyard is full of Volt soldiers training for the war with the Owen. Watching them is instructive. Their training is adequate, but nothing more. Their tactics are poor, their organization and communication worse. However, with the help of Haven, they or the Owen could be a formidable army. Yeah, definitely not going to help these guys. Sorry. I mean, I really don't have anything against their foot soldiers, you know. But this kind of situation is never going to be resolved. What building is this even? Why am I going in here? Let's not do that first. Yeah, this kind of situation is never going to be solved by only dealing with those actively responsible for everything that's going the wrong way. It's always going to take casualties among the innocents. The guys just doing the job. Thablen workshops. Is this just an exit? Oh, it's actually locked. Okay. Right, but this is another gate. Here we have the Thablen arms. But a bread symbol. Thablen arms, so that's the tavern, I guess. Local inn. Thablen guard. Locked, of course. Alexandra Masha, hello. The streets of Thablen are full of scared refugees, Masha, Owen and Frivol. Many have come here for help from the High Council. They look hopefully at the Great Hall to the north. This woman, on the other hand, is looking at you. She boldly walks right up to you, cutting a swath through a crowd of merchants and servants. I've heard rumors. You're the Haven envoy, right? I'm Alexandra Masha. I'd like to talk to you. Well, that much is obvious. You want to discuss business with Haven? Well, I'll discuss it with you. I have a fine farm south along the coast. We grow good food, and we have 2 fine quarries as well. I had to leave my farm, though, to come to Thablen and wait. You left? Aren't you worried about Owen raiders? Not along the coast. All the bloodshed is in the central wastes. The coastal land is calm. You have stone for sale? No, our quarries haven't produced much. Our Owen ran away. They'll be back, though. When they are, I'll go to Cross and Keep to deal. What are you waiting for? What all the Masha are waiting for. Our time talking in the Great Council Hall. It's the right of all of us, but Arahuna Masha makes us all wait our turns. When this war is settled, we'll all have lots of words with her. We're just waiting for what must happen. What development do you want exactly? Haven helped the Masha before. Queen Sharon favored us. We know you will favor us again. Yeah, about that. Well, we can provide real wealth and power for Haven, and the Owen can't. Simple as that. Well, we'll see. So what exactly did you want to talk to me about? What brings you to Thablen? I suppose we know that already, but... There are Owen on the coast, south of here. Armed rebel Owen sitting in plain sight. The Masha can't tolerate it. Simple as that. Where are these Owen? Escaped Owen. Armed rebels. Yes. The enemy, just across the river from good honest Masha farms, watching us. They could strike at any moment. I came to tell the other Masha and nothing happens. Why haven't the Masha thrown them out? They're on our land, Haven land. On your land, Haven land. That you bought before you fled Sacramentum. Some Masha, like Arahuna, don't want to risk angering Haven by sending soldiers into your land. I mean, you could have done that while we weren't here, and no one would have been any wiser, but... sure, I guess I'll take care of it. So I can either turn her down just like that, or I can ask for payment, I mean, for a bounty, specifically. I mean, I can get rid of them. I'm gonna go talk to them at least, if they are willing to talk. If they're not the violent sort. In that case, I suppose I have no problem cutting them down, even if they're the ones if they're technically part of the faction I'm planning to side with. I would not. I would just leave out this for a bounty thing, because some sort of reward seems, you know, seems obvious without specifically asking for it. But whatever. Oh, I'll pay. They're on the coast south of here, south of a river. Hard to miss. I'll pay you. I know you have expenses. If something worth doing needs doing, someone has to pay. It's that simple. Yeah, exactly. No need to specifically mention it, right? Anyway, I suppose that's that then. Thanks for the quest. I mean, you know, maybe they are willing to talk to us, and if so, maybe there's a way to convince them to stay on our land and not cause any trouble, or maybe even move back to rebel territory and, you know, just basically leave peacefully. But we'll see. And this then... A massive stone hall looms above you to the north. This is the Great Council Hall of the Masha. All Vol wealthy enough to have Owen are allowed here, to talk and squabble and rule the country. Masha and messengers flow in and out, each hoping to have some small part in steering this unruly, war-torn country. This is where you will need to deal with the Masha if you want them to serve Haven again. Or, you know, just to advance the quest that asks me to do it. Well, refugees, Manishta. This hall is full of exhausted Masha refugees. They've fled their homes and came here hoping to escape the vengeance of the Owen. You thread your way through them looking for someone in charge. A man walks up to you, staring down at his clipboard. He says, without looking up, I'm Manishta. Welcome to safety. Point of origin? What do you mean? Point of origin. Place you fled from. He uses a stick of graphite to make a mark on the scroll. Yeah, I think there's been a mistake. Manishta looks up at you. Of course, you aren't Vol. You're Havenite? Ah, I understand. Welcome to Thablen's Refugee Admission Center. We are very busy. What do you do here? As the war gets worse month by month, Masha families have been fleeing for their lives from the vicious Owen. Most of them come here. We resettle them, giving them a safe place to live until the war is won. I'm glad you visited. We have a special need, and Haven might be able to help it. Okay. Alas, many of our Masha have lived sheltered lives. They are not used to the hard lives of refugees. The barns, the cold, the rough blankets, the labor. They have to work to pay their way, after all. It is the Vol way. Yeah, I was actually just about to say something about this. I mean, if Masha, if wealthy Owen, if wealthy Vol people, Volians, whatever, are, well, for example, driven out of their home and, you know, have to leave all of their wealth behind, how does that work? Don't they, like, aren't they almost necessarily forced to sell themselves into Owenship? Isn't that, like, one of the major downsides of the system, for example? Or, you know, because technically they don't have anything, and they won't take any charity, because that's not the Vol way. So aren't they automatically Owen, if not by any fault of their own, technically speaking? But that's the entire problem with the system, right? Anyway, but what would you need from Haven? Yeah, how can I help in this situation? I'm not gonna give them money. We could use more civilized workers and servants. They could make our Masha more comfortable. Help them with the work they need to do. Without being Owen, I mean. We can't really trust Owen these days. Once you're a vassal, our people can come here to find work? I mean, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, seriously, we aren't going to provide slaves for you, if that's what he was asking. I didn't understand it that way, but I suppose that's the way they think. Manishta lets out an angry hissing noise. Angry hissing noise? There are no slaves in the Vol. Never have been, never will be. It is offensive for you to suggest we would ever have slaves. That is rebel language. Yeah, well, maybe there's a reason for that. Your views are clear, though. I will not ask your help again. Thanks. All right, and I'm gonna leave this place. Thablen Arms, well, visit this place, townspeople, innkeeper. Thablen Arms is full of visitors. There are Masha refugees, enterprising mercenaries, and alert traders, all looking for a way to escape or profit from the war. Surprisingly, you are forced to actually wait your turn with the innkeeper. Doesn't he know who you are? I mean, does he care? I'm Rimson. What do you want? We have 1 free room for 5 gold. A round of drinks is 3. Free? Oh no, 3. How's business? Busy, as you can see. Too busy to talk. This is the capital of loyal Vollands. Everything circles around here. Most of the business is from Masha. They realize that their own want to slit their throats, and they flee to the safety of the city. How's the war going? Good. We hear that the Masha are doing well. Victory is due any minute. I mean, that's what they've been telling us for years, but it'll have to be true eventually. Yeah, well. Where do the fleeing Masha eventually end up? They stay here till they run out of money. Then they go begging to the refugee center. Then they're given a barn or something to hide in until the war's over. Yeah, again, why are they treated differently than every other free Vol person? Anyway. Maybe there's a good reason for it. Who knows? Or maybe, you know, maybe the Masha really are that hypocritical that they, while saying that everyone is technically the same and, you know, only those who fall into debt, probably because they failed at life, will ever become Owen, and that it's, you know, just the way things are meant to be. But they, at the same time, they actually treat their fellow Masha differently and actually help them out for free, just to prevent them from, you know, becoming Owen themselves. In that case, I'm now more encouraged than ever to not support these guys. Anyway, they're giving a barn or something like that. Right, whatever. We got lots of customers. Yeah, well, I don't think you're gonna help me in any way, so. More Voltowns people. Locked and locked. Alright, no quests to be gotten here. Moving on. What was this again? The Thablen workshops. Ahimel Owen? What strange name. This workshop features the finest crafts of the Vol. There is fine iron armor, samples of good building stone, and similar products. The shopkeeper slides up next to you. I am Ahimele Owen. I see the honored envoy has come to see the fine products of our war-torn land. Please allow me to show what we have to offer. And tell me about the Volt's wares. I'm sure you have already seen the quality of Volt stone. It is all around us, after all. You should know that we also make excellent arms and armor, free of the flaws of Ukatish equipment. Well, I mean, I've actually been hearing good things about Ukatish equipment, but sure. We have much to offer, Haven, now that you have returned. The flaws of Ukatish equipment? Ukatish weapons have some good qualities, I suppose. However, it is crude and ugly and obviously very, very dirty. And their armor, quite frankly, smells bad. Not the sort of thing for a proper noble warrior. Right. What do you have to offer, Haven? Good weaponry and stone, in bulk, without the trouble of having it shipped expensively from the rest of the known world. Should you choose to help the Masha, you will have first priority to get all of the best work of our artisans. And what about Owen? What about Owen? She's confused. Yes, I am an Owen to the Masha who owns this shop. I still work hard and... Wait, were you asking if you can buy Owen? Yeah, I don't know what I was asking there, or why the game gave me that option of all things. I'm sure that was not a serious request. I'm paying off a debt. I'm not a slave. Yeah, I know. Keep telling yourself that. So, anyway, can I take a look at your wares? Forgive me, Havenite. I had word from the main council hall. You are not to have access to our finest goods until the matter of the Volt's status with Haven is settled to our liking. I can still purchase things from you, though. Well, okay. Good to know. I don't actually want to sell anything, so... Alright, interesting. So, I'm assuming that she probably has some pretty nice stuff here, but only after I officially sided with them. That kind of makes sense. Expecting something similar in Madraka, though. Maybe it's actually going to be inferior, because obviously the game's trying to convince me that it's really, you know, financially and otherwise advantageous to side with the Masha rather than the rebels, but, you know, I'm sure they're going to have some nice things too. Or maybe neither there nor the Masha's precious items would actually be particularly interesting to me. But, well, I guess we'll find out, maybe, eventually. Although I suppose if I never side with the Masha and never play through the game a second time, which is unlikely, I'm never going to find out what they actually offer. So, who knows. Anyway, that's obviously not my main concern here, so I'm just going to go along with my plan. However, I'm going to actually talk to the leader here, or the leaders, next time, because we're already at the 50-minute mark. So next time we're going to talk to them, get that over with, and, you know, actually move on to do the things I really want to do. Maybe, yeah, as I said, well, I don't know how I'm going to handle that, looking for that cart. Well, we'll see. For the time being, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.